Hey, we're here with Gus again. I'm showing you his next step in the trained retrieve process. We've spent the last couple days working on collar condition to fetch, and he's doing pretty well with that. The next step that we're going to work into is fetching while moving up and down the table. That's going to work into fetching off the table, and then being totally collar conditioned to fetch, which allows us to move to the ground. Now, with Gus, he's gotten really good at shutting the collar off to comply. Again, we're using negative reinforcement, which is very similar to a lot of things that we use in our everyday lives. You think about an alarm clock. That's negative reinforcement. You hear this loud noise in the morning, you wake up, you're ready to go. Why do you not sleep through it? Because it's annoying. So we use low levels of stimulation on this collar to be an annoyance to teach him to fetch. This is not force breaking to retrieve. This is training him with negative reinforcement to retrieve. So we'll do a few refreshers today. We've got the collar here set on 1, and we're going to use the continuous button. Gus, fetch. Good. He's really good. Okay. At fetching out of my hand. Good. Okay. Responding completely to the collar now. I hit the button, he grabs it. Now, we need to work back toward the table. Okay. Because everything he's going to pick up in the rest of his career as a hunting dog is going to be off the ground. There's nothing, it won't happen very often that one gets stuck in a tree or something that he can grab. Everything's going to be off the ground, so we need to work back down to the table. One way that we can do that while still being stationary, this would be like a halfway step, is having him fetch it off the table while our hand is still there. Okay. Now Gus really likes to hold on to things well, so anything he grabs, he works it all the way back so he's got a full grip on it. That could potentially turn into some mouthing, so anytime he does it still, I just help push it in and then get him to stop mouthing. Fetch. Another thing that we need to work away from is him fetching something with my hand there. Okay? He's gotten very comfortable at fetching with my hand there, which is typical for any dog during this process, but it can take a little while for them to fetch something when your hand's not there. So we're just going to start by setting it down and moving our hand away. That's going to allow him to fetch it without it being right out of our hand. Okay? Now, he's doing really well with this. Again, we spent several days on it. I don't think we videoed quite every single day, but several days working him through because he needs to fully understand the collar conditioning part of fetch before we can move him from the stationary spot. Now, we're going to start moving up and down the table, and this is going to add a new twist, a new complication, a new challenge for Gus. We're going to have him fetch. I may switch to the other side of the table so you can see him better. We're going to have him fetch it out of our hand still and work closer and closer to the table. Fetch. Good boy. Walk a few feet. We don't want to walk the whole distance of the table, but okay. Good. Fetch. Good boy. Again, it's out of our hand, but we're getting closer and closer to the table. Lots of movement is okay. We want him to feel comfortable moving around and carrying that in his mouth. If he freezes or doesn't want to move, that's going to cause issues down the road. Okay? Fetch. Good boy. Now he fetched that one completely off the table, but still with my hand there. Okay? We're going to see how he does with this, but I'm going to start setting them out in front of him and then asking him to fetch. Fetch. Good boy. Good boy. The better understanding your dog has of collar condition to fetch before you start moving up and down the table, the easier this process is going to be. But, okay. As you can see, Gus is doing pretty well with this. Now we're going to continue to do more retrieves with Gus where we actually set the bumper out in front of him and more or less drive him to the object. We need him to leave our side, go out and fetch things away from us, and this length of a table really helps with that. But at this point, Gus is doing really well, moving up and down the table, fetching objects off the table. We started with this docking deadfall deal with him today because this is his favorite retrieving toy. I don't know exactly why, but we wanted to make it a little bit easier for him. Now we'll move into different objects and challenge him some more. Check back with us. We'll show you how he's doing.